a ton. Mind Map AI, you guys are absolutely incredible. I know you guys have created an amazing platform. I can see and feel the vibrancy of the platform. I've been using it for the last couple of weeks, and I must really say that the platform has come up really well. And there's so many features and benefits that the platform typically provides. But here I am today, and thank you so much for all you guys who have taken time out to join this beautiful afternoon on a Thursday. I know that you guys obviously had variety of other priorities, but you have taken time to be here with us this evening, and that really matters a lot. And without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here and get into quick action. So you see what I've really done is I'm right here. You see this beautiful thing that's coming up on the screen. The header is LinkedIn Mastery, Personal Branding and Networking. You might be thinking that, I must have worked really hard to bring all of these beautiful content that comes up on the screen here. But you see, this session, while I'm a LinkedIn growth specialist, I help people, individuals, professionals, business leaders, C-suite professionals, founders, entrepreneurs to leverage LinkedIn in a variety of ways. But this session is much beyond that. This session of the next 15, 20, 30 odd minutes, we are going to really focus on what is it that you could do if you have Mind Map as a tool available in front of you and you have a desire to leverage LinkedIn. Well, personal branding and networking, they are like big terms. And it is not like a silver bullet that you hit and things really progress. It doesn't work like that in real life. You have to be at it. You have to keep taking those consistent efforts time and again, time and again, time and again to bring that magical impact that keeps happening over a period of time. I can't tell you the umpteen number of opportunities that I have personally received over the last couple of years since the time I have been leveraging LinkedIn, and I have also been leveraging Mind Map to my advantage. So today is your day. I'm happy to answer all your questions, but for the next couple of minutes, let me just run through a quick demo. What you really see on the screen is basically a drill down quickly of what exactly comes under the perspective of personal branding and networking. While this is right at the center, personal branding and networking, and let me quickly share the moment you think about brand, let me just clarify what exactly is a brand. Brand typically sits at the center of anything and everything that you do. So in the case of LinkedIn, what happens is your brand sits at the center and then it branches out in the form of skills, values, experiences, your unique differentiators. They are all your branches. Similar to that, Mind Map is exactly the same tool. At the center is your main agenda, which is exactly what I showed you here. And that agenda is LinkedIn Mastery, Personal Branding and Networking. And you can see how beautifully it carves out. I can show you piece by piece. I hope my screen is visible. Well, this session can only be as attractive, as creative, as outcome driven as we all collectively want it to be. And hence, I would request an active participation in the chat box. So keep messaging, keep writing, saying, yes, you guys are with me. You're able to understand. Is my speed okay? So a quick thumbs up. Just tell me, is my speed okay? Just write great, good, okay. On the chat box, you have a chat box available. Yes, I can see some thumbs up flowing through. Thank you so much, guys, for that. I appreciate that. And yeah, so you see what's happening is here, the one of the important basic of LinkedIn is the moment you think about personal branding and networking is profile optimization. So what I've really done is on the screen, you see, I have showcased what exactly is profile optimization and all the set of breakups that you see, which is after headline, this entire keyword rich value proposition, call to action. All of these things have actually been generated by Mind Map AI. Can you beat that? And all of these things have actually come up just by virtue of using the right prompts. So this entire piece, which is profile optimization, and when I go further down, this entire piece, when it comes to content strategy, which means, okay, one needs to really have content pillars. You need to have a posting schedule. You need to engage with variety of different content formats, the right hashtags, keywords. Well, the detailing of this is another story in itself, but I'm kind of referring the applicability, understanding the key pillars when it comes to the mind mapping of this entire topic. And then followed by that is community engagement. So the first pillar that we saw here was profile optimization. And if I move down further, the second big pillar is content strategy. The third pillar, which is building relationships and expanding your network, is networking strategy. Let me tell you, all of those things are only moving basis hand in hand. So when I'm saying moving basis hand in hand, what it means is I can't have a content strategy until and unless I've done profile optimization. So the precursor of doing content strategy is indeed profile optimization. And profile optimization, my dear friends, is a journey in itself. So all of those little things that you add on the entire profile actually helps in terms of spotting and in terms of presenting your narrative. So narrative is what are the kind of patterns that emerge when you start seeing your strength, and if that strength actually gets linked beautifully to what your purpose is, how do you really showcase what your headline is? And headline is not just about designations. It is about crafting and then deeply linking it to who you really are as a person. It's not just about making it designation heavy. That's never going to add value. It is much more and much beyond that. And then followed by that is content strategy. Then if you move further on, it is networking strategies that you can see on the screen. Now, a lot of times what happens is when people used to think about networking, a lot of times networking used to be, say, attending physical webinars or collecting visiting cards, or even when it comes to LinkedIn, a lot of times people really feel that networking is about just adding connections, having more people. No, it is not really that. It is much, much, much beyond that. Just like the way LinkedIn typically, when it started with a certain objective. It is not the same LinkedIn today. The purpose, the benefits, the features, the impact that you can create onto yourself, the kind of vocation that you may be involved in, the kind of business or profession that you may be involved in, the impact that you can create on yourself is immense. And that is where mind mapping comes in, because mind map deeply integrates all of those things beautifully. And I'm going to show all of those things as examples, like the way I'm showing you right now. So the third big bucket is networking strategies. And the fourth bucket is results tracking and optimization. Now, if I have to give you an example, are these the only things that's there or anything beyond that? Now, let me just open another mind map from here, which I've actually created, and let me just show this to you. So I'll just quickly show that across to you. So just have a look that how this mind map, the topic of this particular mind map is building your LinkedIn network. Okay, so this topic is building your LinkedIn network. And when I talk about building my LinkedIn network, what the way it unfolds is, look at the variety of detailing that comes across. And you might be thinking that all of these things has been done manually. Well, all of these things have actually come up using MindMap AI. Now, if I give you an example, say for example, it says that sets smart goals. You can see that for a topic like this, for a topic which is building your LinkedIn network, it says that first have smart goals. If I if I want to see a scenario where these entire smart goals, which is drilled to this level, which is define target connections, industry professionals, mentors. So define target connections means whom do I really want to connect with? Who is my right target audience? Are they mentors? Are they potential employees? See, that objective will completely be different. If I am someone who is looking for a job, then who is my target audience? I want to connect to hiring managers. I want to connect to recruiters. I want to connect to the HR fraternity, right? If I have a product to sell, then who becomes my target audience? Depending upon the kind of niche that I'm operating in, it could be influencers, it could be organizations. So I will start to target those people accordingly. So say, for example, if I have to drill this further, so while there is a lot of drill here, but if I have to drill this further, all that I do here, and I'm going to show it in different ways, I just click on Copilot chat. Okay, and I say drill or detail each point further. Now you see what happens. The moment I say that, Copilot starts to work in the background. And Copilot has started to share things connected to this. Vishal, do personal stories work on LinkedIn? Should it always be professional? Vishal, personal stories 100% work on LinkedIn. There's no problem. It depends upon the manner in which you want to express your personal story. I suggest you can DM me, Vishal. I'll share my LinkedIn ID, and you can DM me. I'll be happy to share any I'll be happy to extend or get you any support that's needed. Guys, here's my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to follow me, connect with me. I'll be happy to kind of support you. Okay, so it further says, look at this. Now, to that particular question, what it says is, due to length constraint, I've only shown the detailed expansion of one branch, that is set SMART goals. The remaining branches, optimize your profile, would follow a similar pattern of expanded subpoints and potentially added summaries. So look at this. After I've seen the entire thing, look at the manner in which it details out. So earlier it was, if you remember, earlier it was just industry professionals. You remember earlier it was just industry professionals. Now it has detailed this entire thing further. Identify key players and potential collaborators in your field. Mentors seek out experienced professionals who can offer guidance and support. So see the manner in which Copilot is aiding this entire mind map AI. So mind map AI is a very, very intuitive tool. It's a very creative, intuitive, and very, very intelligent tool. And all that you need to have is a thought in mind. If you really have a thought in mind, you'll be in a position to populate that beautifully. So let me put forth a challenge in front of you. What are the kind of questions that you have with respect to LinkedIn? Anything connected to, say, personal branding, networking, LinkedIn? Put forth your questions and let me just take one or two as examples live here as we speak. Go ahead and put your pointers in the chat box. I may not be able to take all, but we'll surely try to take one or two as examples. In the meanwhile, let me just continue. So you see how each of these pointers typically come in. Now, at this point in time, I'm not detailing this entire thing further down. But if I come back into this particular point, and if I ask a question, so look at this. This is my original mind map. This original mind map was having the topic of LinkedIn mastery, personal branding, and networking. Now, the moment I think about LinkedIn mastery, personal branding, and networking, while personal branding a lot of times may appear to be a little overused word, but the reality is one has to really start from somewhere. If you have to establish yourself in the professional world, and LinkedIn is really a platform by virtue of which you can connect with anyone in any part of the world, and that's the beauty. But there's always a process. I'll give you a classic example. Would you ever love to connect with a profile where you don't really see a profile picture? Probably my recommendation to that would be no. If there's no profile picture, please don't connect. You don't know whether that profile is authentic or fake, right? Is verification on LinkedIn important? 100% it is important. If the person is verified, which means you know that they have genuinely done all the due diligence, irrespective of the country that they are, present in. So these are some basics that holds a lot of value. So let me just see in case, okay, so at this point in time, there's no suggestion that has come from your side. So let me detail this out further. So let me ask a question here. To MindMap AI, and I'll ask this question saying, okay, can you create another subpoint which is unique for this topic and also share examples of the same? So let's see what it does. Okay, so I've quickly loaded this and let's see what it does. In the meanwhile, by the time this work is happening, let me quickly bring you to showcase another mind map in front of you. So let me just go to full view and let me just show building your LinkedIn network, building personal branding on network. So let me just showcase that. So this is building personal branding on LinkedIn. So if I open that, so this is completely on personal branding. So you see, one is a combination of both. One is just on networking and one is just on personal branding. If I drill this further, what it will do is it is giving me an example. It is showcasing me saying, okay, have the IDA model, which is set SMART goals. A is attention, I is interest, D is desire, and then A is action. And then it gives me classic examples under each of these modules. So say, for example, when I go to A, which is action, and that's where networking and engagement comes in, it gives me examples saying connect with relevant professionals. So if I may ask, what kind of profession or industry do you guys represent? Can I have some comment in the chat box here? Which industries do you guys represent? And are you active on LinkedIn? So Velvet Toyer, you are saying I have different career interests. How do I present myself without confusing people? So Velvet, if you have different career interests, I do understand a lot of times people do have this kind of a scenario. I run proper LinkedIn training batches, and it is very common for me to come across a scenario like this. Even if you have different career interests, it doesn't matter. What I suggest is just start with one. Start with one core career objective, because if you start with one core career objective, what will happen is you'll be very, very focused first to build that particular career objective. And if you're clear of building that one career objective, once that piece is settled a bit, then you can slowly and steadily start bringing in the other career interest. If you're stuck anywhere in terms of understanding how you could do that, what are the right steps to follow, what could be the potential challenges, feel free to reach out to me, send me a DM. I'll be happy to connect with you. Anyone who is here as part of the webinar, and if you need support, just because you guys have been here on the webinar with me, as a matter of gratitude, I'll be happy to assist you over a quick call, over a video chat, and see what best can be done. If you guys are serious about LinkedIn, I'll be happy to invite you to my upcoming cohort, which starts in the month of September. Okay, while I was showing this, let me just quickly come back to this particular screen, and let me see whether it has been able to add the other point that I had spoken about. Okay, so let me just see what is the point that I had said. So it says here's an updated. So here's an updated mind map with a new sub pointer. Under networking strategies, focusing on leveraging LinkedIn's feature for deeper engagement. So under networking strategy, this particular mind map has already added something. Can you see that? Leveraging LinkedIn features, articles, live videos, polls. So it is giving classic example of how people can leverage by publishing articles. And when you say publish articles, it is about sharing expertise, thought leadership. Now because I'm speaking about this particular topic, let me give a quick example. Every time that you think that you have to share something very interesting in the form of article, in the form of insight, you know what I have done a lot of times in the past? I have populated my ideas and thoughts on the mind map. And I'm saying this much before ChatGPT came in. ChatGPT has made life a lot more easier, but in a way, it is also encouraging people to get things on a ready-made basis. No. So it is important to have your own thought process also, because having that own thought process adds and aids in many, many ways, because then you exactly know what is happening, how are things progressing for you, and are you able to utilize your own thought process in an appropriate manner. So if you have to do any kind of research, you can use the AI tool here. You can do the research, populate that in the form of mind map, and then you know what you can do. You can also download images from the internet and upload images here. There's the tool is very, very beautiful. It gives a lot of options. So say for example, if I want to add icon here, so I can very well add icon. So say publish article. So I'll write publish. So or rather I'll try world map. Okay, so say for example, uh, I just want to have this, right? So you see how beautifully this comes across. Okay, share your expertise, and all of those things can come up. So all that you need to do is add some of these features. So if I want to add image, I can upload image the way I want. I can have the images downloaded from somewhere, and I can quickly upload those things. The next important point here that they spoke about is host live videos, which is there's a video tool available which is native to LinkedIn, and it connects with external partners. You can use that, and then there is poll options. You can gauge audience attention, and you can start having conversations with people. So see, the point that is really very, very important is, let me now, I hope until now, whatever I've shared, it is making sense. Is it helping you? Are there any quick questions? Feel free to share those questions here, because I'm going to show a quick new mind map right now. I'll create it fresh from the oven for you. Okay, so let me just create a new mind map. Okay, and let me use this AI tool for now, so that you understand. As a newbie to LinkedIn, I'm just writing in case if any one of you, how, what are the steps, what are the steps that, what are the steps to follow for creating a personal brand and leveraging the network. So let's see what this particular mind map populates based on the kind of questions that I've asked. So, as if, let me just share a little bit of my thoughts here. If you're a newbie to LinkedIn, just in case if any one of you are a newbie, what's very, very important is, first creating an identity of who you really are. If you're able to create an identity of who you are, what will happen is anytime that you invite people to visit your profile, and there are tips and tricks to invite people to visit your profile as well. What holds a lot of value and importance is what is there in your profile picture. Is your profile picture professional or is it casual? What's there in your banner? They have to look professional, they have to look memorable. What's there in your headline? Headline just can't be limited to your job title. It has to obviously move beyond your job title. You just can't limit yourself and your personality to just your job title. Your headline needs to be value driven. It needs to showcase the kind of value that you bring on board. Okay. Then it's the about section. So about section is all about your narrative. What is your story? What's your voice? What's the kind of impact that you have created over the years? And more importantly, how you are there on the platform to create value for others. And then another very important element of your identity is your skills and endorsements. So let me just quickly share. This is my profile here. I hope my profile is visible. Just write yes in the chat box if it is. It is? Okay, cool. So this is my profile. Now look at my profile. I'm using a lot of sections that are there on LinkedIn. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Jaren. Thanks, others. Thank you. So you look at this. What I'm doing is this is my about section. So anytime that people come to my profile, the first line that I've written is what matters to me the most is my desire to contribute to the upliftment of others. That's something which brings me joy. Okay, so this is my about section, and these are some of the services that I provide. And look at this. This is the featured section. So there's a lot of information that goes into the featured. There are posts, there are videos, there are other pieces of information that are there. And here is my experience section. So experience section comes in, and then the education comes in, then licenses and certification comes in. Then I am also a very active volunteer across many platforms. So I've been volunteering, so those things comes in. And then comes the recommendation. You remember I was just speaking about endorsements and skills, and that's where recommendation comes in. So here's my recommendation. So anyone who wants to know about me, who I really am, and what are the kind of value that probably I've added over a period of time to the lives of people, it comes across sharply here. So people from across strata of society, they have written who I really am, and these are my publications. These are some honors and awards. These are the languages, organizations that I'm associated with. So I also wanted to show you something important here. And look at the skills. I was referring to these skills section, right? So LinkedIn today, currently it offers 93 skills. Currently it offers the option of having 100 skills. I currently have 93 onboarded here. So I just wanted to show a quick live example of also a profile. And I thought I'll just pick up my profile as example, but I can show you a couple of other profiles as well, just for you to have some more clarity. So let me just quickly show you this example. So you see, what was the question that I asked? And look at the way it comes across. LinkedIn personal branding and networking for newbies. Okay. If you've got that right, let me just showcase this to you and see how we can quickly edit it also the way we want. So let me just make it a bit smaller. I hope my screen is clearly visible. And it starts with profile optimization. So it shows professional photograph, professional photo. Okay, so say for example, I'll write go to the studio. Go to the studio. Okay, so I've written. So this is a note for me. Okay, and I want this theme to be, say, the default theme. So it will become default. I want the theme luminous theme. So you see how it color code comes in. Compelling headline. So say seek guidance from Vivek. So I'm just writing to myself. So I'm just giving an example. Experience. So recommendations. Okay. Identify Identify a list of 20 people. So com company company A. So I'm just writing, right? Company B, company C. So I'm just writing as an example for you to think, saying, okay, where do you need to really go? Interest and groups. What are the kind of interest and groups you have? Okay, so say for example, someone may say, okay, I'm interested in say cyber security. Someone may say, I'm interested in AI. Someone may say, I'm interested in ML. Someone may say, I'm interested in retail. Okay, then people may come across saying, I'm a communication specialist. Is it all making sense, guys? If I may quickly get some views, are you loving it? If you're loving it, just type love in the chat box. Whatever is your feeling? If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Just go ahead and whatever you're feeling, just write. Just take the time to write in the chat box. See, I love this interaction. The more we interact, the more it gives me the confidence and feeling saying yes, it is making a lot of sense, and you're able to draw some value out of the time that we are spending together. Okay, then comes so we have looked at profile optimization. Then look at the second one that comes across is content strategy. Yeah, thanks Merlin. Thank you guys. Thanks. I appreciate your thought. Keep it flowing. Keep it flowing. I'm loving it. Yeah, keep it flowing. So content strategy, share expertise, articles, post. So a lot of times. So let me just quickly share a little bit of insight here. So what happens is this first perspective of content strategy, sharing expertise, articles, posts, a lot of people they really get stuck here. And mind map AI can really be helpful and instrumental for you in your journey because depending upon the kind of background that you come from, whatever you may have done over a period of time, whether you have worked for 1 year, 2 year, or you're someone who has worked for 30 years, obviously, uh, depending upon the kind of work you've done, you have some kind of experience that you have brought over a period of time. Now that experience, the moment you share that experience, your original thoughts, which is basically a mix of personal stories, insights, thought leadership, it starts to evolve and starts to present all of those things in a meaningful manner. A lot of times we judge ourselves in a negative manner because of imposter syndrome or self doubt. But you never know what you're going to share on the platform. If it is presented in the right manner, it may struck the chord with other people, and that's what matters. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, thanks, guys. Oh, Sukrit, you're also there. Nice to have you here. Mark, if I don't post often, is it still worth using mind maps for LinkedIn, or is this mainly for heavy content creators? No, no, Mark. Even if you're not posting enough, mind map can really be useful. I'll give you an example. While I may have chosen the topic of LinkedIn together with the MindMap AI team, but even if you use this for your day-to-day activities also, suppose you're a business consultant, you're a coach, or you have your own, say, retail outlet, whatever may be the kind of work that you may be doing, if you have to just put some thoughts together to say that, okay, these are the five kind of things that I want to do, you can still use MindMap. MindMap can still be very, very useful. Okay, so if you give me an example, I can show that live to you, but I thought I must just quickly add this value here. Okay, cool. So you can see the second one, which is content strategy, and third one is networking. So networking is what holds a lot of importance is connecting with people. So connecting with people is strategic because you have to be clear, you have to be mindful, saying why are you connecting with a certain set of people. Personalizing the connection request. Have you seen a lot of times people just hit connect on LinkedIn, and you suddenly wonder, okay, why should I really connect with that individual? But if the same individual sends a personalized message, look at the kind of magic it can create. So there's a little bit of a relatability. Without you having met the individual, also you're able to connect, right? So that's the beauty of that particular message there. So engagement in conversation. So engagement in conversations means anytime you have written a post, if other people are coming and writing, then you engage with them. Even if you're not writing your own post, And if you come across a post on your feed which resonates with your thinking, and even if it doesn't resonate, you might like to share your own views, please go ahead and do that, no problem at all. Okay, and then networking, measurement, and refinement. So you see what is happening is it has given me a short and sweet view of for what can really happen for a newbie. If I say, okay, can you elaborate, and can you elaborate this this further in 90 and 120 days, as a 90 and 120 days plan. Yeah. And so let's see what happens, what it will do now. Okay, so they have already given me a breakdown for 90 and 120 days timeline. So remember, this is just a suggestion and you may need to adjust based on your specific goals and circumstances. So see what's happening. They've already given this. Now I'll go down further. I'll just say, uh, can you um, can you drill them in detail? So you can write your own language. While I have written, can you drill them in detail? You can write, can you elaborate? Anything would work. See, as long as Copilot, which is just like, it's like a GPT tool, it is typical AI tool. As long as this tool can understand, it's all good. Now look at this. Look at this, what it has typically done. What we had seen earlier, and look at what comes across now. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. So this is the power of the tool that I wanted to present to you guys. Yeah, I hope it's making sense. Yeah, it has all come together, right? You can see phase by phases, phase 4, phase 3, phase 2, and then phase 1. And you see what will happen is, if I want to share this further, I'll be able to easily share this. I can share this wherever I want. I can share this in the form of an image. I can share this in the form of a link, whatever I want. I can do that. I can even download this. I can download it. It'll come to me as a download in the form of an image. So no problem. Image, PDF, whatever features that are available, I can do that. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to present. I hope it has added value to each one of you here. And if there are any specific questions, I am happy to take up your questions at this stage. Yeah, so I don't know which all countries have people joined in from. Happy to know and discover more about you. And if there are any questions that you may have, I'm happy to pick them up piece by piece. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Bustan George, thank you so much. Glad it resonated well with you. If there are any questions that you guys have, happy to answer. Anything connected to LinkedIn, I can answer them separately. Anything connected to MindMap AI, I can answer them here. And then you can ask any question. If I can answer, I'll surely answer them here. So James, your question, your perspective, I get overwhelmed with networking. Can a mind map solve this? I can tell you, James, 100% mind map can solve this. Okay, so let me just quickly break this down for you, James. So irrespective of say LinkedIn, um, I am a poor networker. So I'm sorry, I'm using this for myself, so don't mind that. How can I build this skill for myself? So you see what I've done is I'm asking this. So James, I hope this helps. I'm asking this question, being myself, and let's see what it throws. So improving networking skills. So this is irrespective of LinkedIn, and you see what comes across here. Now, can you see, let me just also show you, can you see these tags here? I can add any tag here. So I can add James. So James, I can add your name here, James Aiden. So a tag will come in the name of James Aiden. James Aiden. Okay, I put it an icon. So can you see your name has come here, James? Your name has come here. I just wanted to show this as an example to you. So see how it helps. So smart goals, specific, attend 2 networking events per month. Now the next big question is what can be those 2 networking events? I can answer that separately for you if this makes sense to you. So there are so many. See, depends upon the kind of place or ecosystem that you are currently living in can help you accordingly. Collect 10 new contact details per event. So these are all meaningful, broken down steps that can add value to you. Okay, achievable. Start with smaller, less intimidating events. Focus on events. So these are all a little bit of examples that comes across. Identify challenges. So there could be a variety of different challenges depending upon who you are, what's your background, and what is it that you may have done over a period of time. So you need to identify those challenges there. And then what are the strategies and solutions? So there are specific strategies that you can see on the platform here. There are different strategies. So practice conversation starters. So say, for example, what could be a conversation starter? So it depends where you really are. Suppose you are in a social gathering and that social gathering is an NGO, then what kind of conversation will you have with those people? Or else you are say in a gathering which is probably meeting to discuss about development of the city. So what is it that you should talk there? So it all depends upon the kind of places that you are typically in. Conversation starter could be very, very different. And each of these conversation starters can add a lot of value there. And then you finally track progress and review. So maintain a contact log. What is it that you've done? So see, the point is, while it may show you, say, 100 things, but my point is don't get overwhelmed. Even if you're able to start with 10, it is good enough. No problem at all. Even this 10 is better than not having even this 10 from the past, right? I hope that kind of makes sense.